Let's start with, are you reading closely and looking? Let's circle the question mark and go back to the beginning of the sentence. It says, which of the following is a correct comparison? So let's cross up the R and the U and let's read the details. It says, an airplane company keeps track of how far their airplane travels each day. It traveled 5,890 miles the first day. The second day it traveled 5,783 miles, and the third day it traveled 5,843 miles. So let's cross off the R and let's circle some clues. So all of these miles that the airplane traveled are going to be important, and in the question, I know I need to be looking for which of these following answer choices are going to be a correct or right comparison. Remember that when we're comparing numbers, we're going to be using our compare symbols to see which number is bigger and which number is smaller. So let's start off by drawing our three-step process, and the first thing that I'm going to do is write my main idea. Which of the following is a true comparison? My most important clues are going to be here in my answer choices, so I'm going to label my answer choices and then eliminate my answer choices as my strategy. So let's start by looking at all of these numbers. All of these numbers are hurting my brain. That's because there's 3 for each answer choice. So what we need to do is we need to cover up that third number to make it easier for us. So I'm going to cover up this last number here so that we can only focus on 2 numbers at a time. Every time you're comparing numbers, it doesn't matter if you're trying to find what the biggest number is or what the smallest number is, you always want to start in the biggest place value. And the biggest place value that I see here is the 1,000s place. So put your fingers on the numbers in the 1,000s place. Here we have a 5 and then another 5. Which one is bigger, the 5 or the 5? Well, they're both the same. So that's not going to help me figure out which one is bigger, because they're both 5,000. So let's cross it off. Let's go over to the next place value, in the hundreds place. What is bigger, the 7 or the 8? Well, 800 is bigger than 700. And the greater number goes with the greatest number of dots. So that symbol was actually pointing to the incorrect number. That means that this first one is not going to be true. Let's go over to the second set of numbers. Let's start in the thousands place, in the biggest place value. What is bigger, 5 or 5? That's both the same. That's not going to help us. Let's cross off the 5s and let's move on to the next place value. What's bigger, 8 or 8? Those numbers are the same too, so let's cross them off. Now what's bigger, the 4 or the 9? The 9 is bigger. The bigger number always gets the biggest number of dots. So this symbol is actually correct. So I'm going to start by labeling this with a maybe. Now let's go to the next set of numbers. What's bigger, the 5 or the 5? They're both the same, so let's cross them off. That's not going to help me. Let's go over to the hundreds place. What's bigger, 8 or 7? 800 is bigger than 700. So the bigger number has to get the biggest number of dots. So this symbol was also incorrect. That means that that one's going to be wrong. Let's go over to the last one. What's bigger, 5 or 5? They're both the same, so let's cross them off. Let's go over to the next place value. What's bigger, 8 or 8? Those are both the same too. That's not going to help us. Let's cross off the 8s. And let's go over to the tens place. What's bigger, 9 tens or 4 tens? Well, 9 tens is bigger, so the bigger number gets the biggest number of dots. This one is also a maybe because that one was true. And now we can start by focusing on the very last number here. Because the bunny problem was wrong in the beginning, all of it is going to be wrong. And because the turtle one was wrong in the beginning, all of it is going to be wrong. So we actually don't have to focus on those anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase these lines that I drew here, and I'm going to compare my last 2 numbers. Let's start with the biggest place value again. What's bigger, 5 or 5? They're both the same, so I need to cross them off. Now what's bigger, the 8 or the 7? Well, the 8 is bigger. So the bigger number gets the biggest number of dots. Since that symbol was incorrect, that means all of this answer choice is going to be incorrect, and that only leaves me with this answer choice.